Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes, and you're listening to the Landscape Business Course. Today I've never done this. This is a very different episode, but I honestly think this could be the most important content I've ever created, the most important video for you and your business if you have employees. This is actually a Zoom call that I had with a new franchisee that's switching their existing business over to Augusta Lawn Care. So they're Fine Lines Landscaping over in Augusta, Georgia. So actually where Augusta Lawn Care kind of originates the name from. They're going to be switching from Fine Lines Landscaping into Augusta Lawn Care and coming for training here in a couple months. However, what this video is actually the team meeting that Brian, the owner of the Fine Lines Lawn Care Landscaping, he has this meeting with his team and tells them about the transition going to Augusta Lawn Care. But that's not what makes it so important. Like, that's the last half of the video. The first half of the video is the most important part, and that is a really open and honest what an owner has been thinking about and trying to improve in the business and make the business better. So Brian and Jeremy, his manager, who you'll see standing off to the right-hand side, they came to Landscape Summit 2020 in January, which, by the way, we are having one in this coming January. You should sign up, landscapebusinesscourse.com/conference. But they came last year, and because of that, they implemented P4P, grew their business quite a bit this year, and now are joining the franchise. And so basically what this video is Brian expressing to his team, very openly honest, what his goal and vision for the company is, why he's switching to Augusta. He talks about trying to create an environment where they can make more money, they can become successful either inside of the business or go start something else or do something cool outside the business, but come to work and work on themselves as individuals. And so I come in on the Zoom call about halfway through towards the end because he introduces them to me and says that, hey, we're switching to Augusta Lawn Care. So they don't know that we are recording this video, but literally I'm just a laptop sitting in the back of the room. It's like 4 a.m. my time because it's 7 a.m. their time in Georgia. So if I look a little bit tired, that's why. It's like 4 a.m. I got up at 3:30 to get on the Zoom call. But the reason I want to do this video is because I truly believe this is the type of conversation, this is the type of meeting that every single business owner and employer needs to have with their team, if you actually believe it. Now, if you do not believe the things that comes out of Brian's mouth or my mouth in this meeting, you shouldn't even try to pose that as something to your team. It's going to come. They're going to see right through it. But if you genuinely care about their long-term success, if you genuinely care about the culture of your team, this is the type of meeting you need to have. Now, that being said, some of you are going to see some of the employees' faces in this video and be like, oh, you were boring them. And some people have commented about this before during our Wednesday morning meetings at Augusta, where we talk about like personal finances and things like that. And someone's like, oh, you're boring them. They don't care about whatever. This is the bottom line. Changing the culture in your business is not something that happens in one meeting. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not even something that happens over several months. And honestly, it's not even something that can just be changed with P4P. There's a whole lot of things that go into creating a culture. When you look at the culture of an entire country, that culture has been molded and shaped over years, generations, decades. Don't think the culture in your business is just going to happen like switch overnight because of one thing. It's a combination of so many different layers, right? From compensation, P4P, to open book management, to the way you treat people, the way that you try to teach them. Like, these are all parts of the culture. And this type of meeting is the thing that is the catalyst to get you on the right path. And so for those of you that are like, oh man, it looks like the employees don't really care, people are yawning, people are distracted. This is like, if you had this type of meeting, it's not easy. There are going to be people who don't care at the beginning. There's going to be people who end up leaving because the culture is not what they joined and what they signed up for. But changing a culture takes repetition. It takes like just stick-to-itiveness of just not giving up on what you want that culture to become. And sometimes it's going to seem like you're just talking to a brick wall. Sometimes it's going to seem like you just like water off, the back of a duck, and like it's not affecting them. It's not soaking in. They're not comprehending. They're not changing. And that can be very frustrating. And in that moment, it can almost seem like you just want to shake them and be like, come on, like you can do better than this. And like you can make more money and you can improve your skills and get to a different position. You just want to like shake them to reality, but that's not going to work. And so when it comes to changing a culture in your business, it takes time, it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of caring to actually make that happen. And without those ingredients, having a meeting like this, you're going to get a lot of people talking back to you. You're going to have a lot of mumblings and grumblings. People are not going to like you. But if you actually genuinely care about the long-term culture and success of your employees, this type of meeting is the thing you need to get started on your journey to creating a dynamic culture where people come to work on themselves. Instead of just working on the job, they're working on themselves. They care about each other. They care about the business, and they're compensated for it. And they start thinking like owners. This is the first step. So I wanted to show this whole video. It's a little bit long, but honestly, like I said, I truly believe if there's one video that could encapsulate so much of what we believe at Augusta in terms of changing the culture, setting up your employees for success, making sure that they are winners in the game of business, and investing into them consistently to change the culture, change the dynamic, change the way people look at the business and treat each other, this is it. And so, do I think there's going to get a lot of views? No. Mowing lawn grass in the wet rain will get more views. Striping or mowing grass on a time lapse. That will make more views. But the people who watch this video and actually implement the things that Brian is doing, they'll change their business. And he has the goal of getting a $10 million business in Augusta, Georgia. And I do believe he can do it if he sticks to these principles that he talks about in this video and continues to create a dynamic culture that breeds greatness, attracts greatness, and retains greatness, and then makes greatness become even better by the learning that they receive on the job. So without any further delay, let me go ahead and introduce Brian Connor from Fine Lines Landscaping in Augusta, Georgia, and they'll be switching over to Augusta Lawn Care here pretty soon. He did text me afterwards and tell me that after our video today, because you'll see I kind of like finished up the video and then we cut the video off. He said after the Zoom call, there were some good questions and some good feedback, and he thought that they kind of opened up a little bit more. So that was really positive. I understand that me hopping on as a stranger they've never even seen before, and on a Zoom call is not anything they're going to be like, hey, like, let me ask you some deep questions. So I'm really happy that once he turned me off, they were able to open up, ask some good questions, get that conversation going. And I promise you, all of their employees were talking in the trucks today about the meeting they had this morning. Some of them won't like it. Some of them will jump ship. But I promise you the culture will improve over time. Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and roll a tape.
Or no.
Stomach? Gotcha. Hey, morning, Hunter. All right, guys. So we didn't do our Monday morning meeting. I wanted to prepare a little something for y'all. So we'll get right into it. First off, I want to congratulate y'all and thank y'all for what's been the best year Fine Lines has ever had. I think I've mentioned a couple times in previous meetings, whenever I first met Jeremy, the path that Fine Lines was going. I had a hard time making it a profitable company, and growing at the same time. And even last year when we had good growth, we thought we had, some good systems, and we were trying to hire the right people. Something was still missing. And what we found, what was missing is a way to align our field interests, so the ones that do the work, with the interest of the actual institution, which is profit. And what we did with that is pay for performance. So as I was just letting the guys know, everybody beat base pay yesterday, which is great. That's the goal. And as y'all have seen, I think some of y'all have worked. A couple of y'all have worked here when we had the hourly system, and now you get to see what the pay for performance system is. So those of you that have worked here during the hourly system, and if someone was a year ago, how do you feel about the difference? Can you feel the difference?
I mean, more opportunity for money.
That's good. That's awesome. That's what we're going for. So with that being said, I think we've done really well. We've developed, a good company, and we've got some good opportunity as far as the pay for performance. You can make more money than you were before whenever we had the hourly wages. So, and that's good. But what I really set out to do when I first started this company is I want to make a great company. And in order to do that, there's a whole lot of good companies out there, right? Ones that profit, got good employees, and turn out a good product. But I think what separates the good companies from the great companies is everybody joining in on the same goal. And whenever everyone is striving to be better every day and actually working on that, it can create greatness. So what has been happening in the past, since most of y'all have been here, you've known me as, I'm the owner of the company, and I do my best as a leader. But there's been some things amiss. I've been the chemical operator for as long as most of y'all have known me, right? And that has taken up a lot of my time. And I hadn't been able to just spend and utilize my leadership role as well as I'd like to. So now that we have, we've got somebody that's running that division, and he would be here, but he's got a decent list. He's got to go by the chemical supply store, and he's also he put in his 4 weeks. So before he came aboard, and I think everyone's met him, right? And he comes in at different hours. It's kind of hard to get everyone together. And he also put in his 4 weeks, so wasn't going to waste a whole lot of people's time. He had applied for a job before coming on here that he really wanted, and it's a training opportunity and like a career path that he was really going for. Great guy. We're going to replace him with another great guy. And I know now that my role, as far as what this company has done through y'all's hard work and grown it to the size, I've got to be the leader, and I've got to be there for y'all, to support y'all, to help y'all grow, and give y'all everything that you need. And whatever the Lord decides to do with that division, if we get someone to replace them, that's great. We're going to continue on. But this is how passionate I am about really wanting to be there for y'all. I'm not going to go back into that division because I think it hurts the company more than it helps it. So we'll find someone to take that place, because it's only been 2 weeks now that I've actually been able to just be the leader of this company, and that's a role that I want to fulfill. So if that doesn't work out, I'll sell that division, because it's not making a profit as of right now anyways. It will. It's in its infancy. So with that being said, I've got something I want to let y'all know. So there's things that, like I said, that I've not been able to do for y'all, and that I failed at. And I from now on, this is how we're going to operate. And so I promise to consistently work on being the best leader that I possibly can. And what a leader does, and what I think it should be doing, is providing each of y'all with all the tools, knowledge, and support you need to strive for consistent excellence and continual growth. And that doesn't just mean, we do lawn care, right? We mow lawns, but growing a great company is a lot larger than that. And it's growing a great company is, growing great people. And, people don't just hop out of the womb great. It takes a whole lot of work, and it takes a desire to be better than what you are. But with that, every day when you wake up, you want to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. And that's the kind of culture I'm trying to get going here. And that could mean there's 2 ways, there's plenty of ways y'all can grow, but y'all can grow inside this company, grow your skills, and I'm going to help you do that inside of your own positions. There's also outside of this company. I'm sure everyone here has goals, and they might be different. But if we get centered around the goals of growing fine lines, I'll guarantee you that y'all's individual goals will also be able to be met. because I don't, as far as what y'all can do for this company, that's great. But I don't want any of y'all to come in here and stay in the same positions y'all are in for more than a couple of years. Whether it be you got you're wanting to go back to school or get a trade, weld, whatever you want to do. If it's not in fine lines, I still care about it. And so, there's always going to be obstacles and hurdles when you're trying to grow. And what you have to do is figure out a path. And sometimes that's probably something I can help in. I know that's something I can help in. I've had a lot of paths myself, went the school route, was going to be a lawyer, several businesses. So really, and I've been a coach for a lot of different things. So if any of y'all have any desire to do anything else inside lawn care, know that you can come to me and we can talk about it. We can figure out a way for you to start that journey. And I say all that because I truly do care about y'all. And so that's ways y'all can grow outside of here, whether it need to be a side hustle, something like that. Because the basis of as far as how we get what we want in this life is money. It's a resource, right? It's a tool. And in order to get more of it, you've got to hone and sharpen your own skills so that you have more value out there. So with all that, there's some specific things that I'm going to do as well, and me and Jeremy are going to get done. Because
we already did one round of it, but this summer was the first summer of P4P. We learned a lot. You guys definitely made it work for us and made it work for yourselves. And this is a couple of these changes. What we'll do, it's already worked in instances. P4P works on certain days. Sometimes it doesn't work over the whole pay period. But I know with these changes, it will work every day, every pay period.
Definitely. So some of the things we're going to do here in the immediate is we're going to fix all the hurdles that inhibit pay for performance success. I've identified a couple of them. So we're going to raise our current rates by about 12%. So that's going to be from $62.50 to $70 per labor hour. We've already changed this pricing for all of you. You've probably seen yards, 2 labor hours, $140. Those are our new rates. So you'll already be seeing those because all the new add-ons are at that rate. So we're going to send all increases. We're going to create a deadline. Might be sooner, might be much sooner, but we're going to create a deadline before the real busy season, which I would say happens in June, before things start growing and heat becomes a factor that hurts pay for performance. So before June 1st of next year, there will be no longer be anybody at the old rates. And I'll make that promise to you. And we'll do it sooner if strategically it makes sense. I'll take y'all's opinion on this as well. But my reasoning for wanting to wait until June is because, as you know, we live in some of y'all were here, some of y'all weren't. I came up with like 75 companies that y'all would recognize in the CSRA. There's probably 3 times as many. Yeah, I fear that if we do it too soon in the dormant season, when some people think we don't do anything anyways, which we do, I fear that they're going to drop us, and they'll easily pick somebody else up. I'm battling with that, and but I know if we do it, say I send those letters in the middle of May, they're going to have less opportunity to get competitive bids, because most people that are owner operators or just have a couple trucks are extremely busy in the field.
And if you guys are doing as good as you are, they should want to stay with us.
And that's another reason. So going into this dormant season, doing the extra mile. I'm not talking about going over on your time. I'm talking about formulating a plan, carrying that out, and then making that property look a little bit better each time. And that's all you can do. And we're going to eliminate all discounts that are 10% and above. So a 5% discount is not going to hurt y'all. It'll still be better than the current rate. We got rid of a good bit of discounts, but we're going to eliminate a whole lot more. I used to I used to give, 10% discount for military, and then if they were military and, call it 65 years well seasoned, I'd give them 15%. It doesn't sound like a whole lot until you really dig deep into your numbers and realize we're shooting for a 15 to 20% profit margin. So whenever I did that, we're taking all the profit out of that job. So I promised to do that for y'all, for us. And so,
You want to take care of the under budgeted, let them look at them.
oh, sorry, yeah. My printer wasn't working this morning, or my internet wasn't, and I know I printed y'all's schedule. I'm gonna print it out again so that y'all have it, and probably want to get you a folder, put in the truck. Y'all can put the notes on the job, but sometimes just having a physical piece of paper and writing down the ones. A meeting before last, we talked about investigating the budgeted hours. So if y'all are doing a property and you want to, create an investigation, start to say, hey, this property, I really can't hit the budget hours. It's, I'm always going over. Bring that, put it on the piece of paper, and maybe we'll, I've got a blank whiteboard somewhere. Yeah, well, I'll get a bigger one. We'll put it up there, and y'all can even come in and write it on your own. Or actually, we can use the small ones for each individual schedule, and y'all can write them down on there so that we can correct that. So I think that's
very important, because that lines up with your P4P, of course.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay, so we got the P4P. The new rate, what it means for y'all, just getting kind of specific here. The difference change is, I don't know where that board went. I'm sure it's over there. Not too important. So what this change does, and what we're shooting for, is 30 production hours a week, right? And what that boils down to is 8 45-minute properties a day. So if you get that done with the new rate, it's $756 a week. And so what we're trying to get is, if we keep 30 production hours year round, that's a $40,000 a year salary as far as team members go. And so that's what we're trying to achieve and make happen. And with that, so what, and we don't want y'all to make this, though, for more than a few years. And we want more opportunity to arise for y'all, and I want better for y'all. So whether that opportunity be, another company, different line of work, or as we grow, because as I've told y'all before, I want to grow to a $10 million company, 4 different divisions here in the CSRA. And I highly believe that's possible, and it's not going to happen without some changes in myself, and some changes in the company as well. But even inside the company, with that kind of growth, is going to come a whole lot more opportunities. And I'd like to explain that here shortly. So some of the things that we're going to need to do, that I'm going to do my best at, and it's going to be necessary to, because I told y'all earlier, it's the best year we've ever had. We set a goal out early in the year to break $500,000. And I think we're going to crush that. It looks like we'll hit closer to 650. So that's extraordinary. Now, everything that it took to get to that level, it's going to take a little bit different characteristics, a little bit different strategy to get to $1 million. And then once we get to $1 million, which will be next year, we'll hit that. There's going to require a little bit more unity. Culture is going to be extremely important to get to 10 million. And what we're going to need to do is align our goals to every day try to achieve to be the best landscape company that we possibly can. And there's some things, as y'all know. Got anything else you want to add before I transition?
We still need to go over, I guess, how to make P4P work for them coming in wise. I did want to make a change as far as maintenance goes on So on Mondays, if you don't have sharp blades, we'll change them. But non-paid maintenance, all I want you guys to worry about is keeping a clean truck bed, trailer, and then blades Mondays and Wednesdays, and your air filters. Anything outside of that, you guys will get paid appropriate amount for taking care of your equipment beyond that point. One thing that you guys that we could do better on is when you guys come in on P for P. I'm not sure if we have everyone on the checklist on your jobber yet. We need to get there, but you have a checklist to look for your truck and trailer, make sure you have everything. And also I want you guys to read over your schedule every day. Just, you don't have to click each individual job and go to the notes per se for a maintenance account. You do need to look at the notes while you're at the maintenance account. But if you have a cleanup, everyone in here watch the videos before you go, because it will save you from having to come back and get some materials. But I want to try and focus on you guys coming in at 7 and being gone by 7:15 every day. So, because on P for P, it's great that we all, like to chit chat in the mornings, but the main focus would be get with your teammate, get your schedule, get your truck ready, and go hit your production, because that's where you guys are getting paid, in the production.
Right. And that doesn't, we don't say that, we don't want to harp on y'all about that. We're just trying to assist y'all so y'all can make the most, because it doesn't hurt the company as far as doing that, but it will hurt your paycheck just in the matter of, 10, 15 minutes a day for 5 days. So that's how you would want to think about it to maximize y'all's profit. Let's see here. And then as far as, we're gonna have Monday morning meetings and then Thursday morning meetings. They'll be much more brief than these meetings. We'll keep it to 15 minutes. But we're gonna do that a whole lot more consistently than we have been. And that Thursday morning meeting will mainly be, I wanna get engagement from y'all about, because there's things that are gonna happen Monday through Wednesday. And, I'd like, y'all to share, especially as far as the investigating the budgeted hours. That can be something, that we can share there.
Does anyone right now have any yards they know? I mean, I know Chris and Matt, Tamara Jones. Anyone else got anything?
Clark's Construction.
Budget hours? Budget, you've been going over on budget hours?
No, it's not a basic maintenance, so obviously it's a full go, but with that ditch line and all the other stuff, we skip the inside of the ditch every other visit, but that second visit, when we go back to that ditch, just for somebody to weed that front half and take care of that ditch, that's gonna take care of the whole 2 hours. That ditch takes the whole 2 hours. So that other person is stuck cutting and weeding the rest of it. So therefore, when you come to a halt of finishing where you're at on the front end, you don't have time to go in and go around.
So let 2 people hit that ditch at one time. Big difference. I used to do that ditch by myself, and it took about an hour 15. But 2 people going on that ditch, you got to get that ditch knocked out.
Have you guys been going over on time, Chris?
Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily going over. It's been, about 5-10 minutes here and there, but if we were to, physically go through, there's just a lot more that needs to be done, and we don't have the time to go do it.
Yeah.
So obviously, it adds up.
Yeah, I would say specifically with that one, that was one of my original accounts. So I know a lot of the details there.
Yeah.
You definitely, as far as the office frontage,
Yeah.
you're gonna want to make sure the office frontage looks the best. But as far as picking up pine cones in the back by the pond and things like that, definitely don't do that.
Man, they got a bunch of big sticks,
Yeah, you gotta move those out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I ever did there, big sticks, they were made in the woods. I trimmed the bushes and I only sprayed by the buildings. So, I could meet you guys there.
Yeah, we'll meet you there and show you
You might not have to do as good of a job as you guys have been doing.
Yeah, we'll definitely meet y'all out there.
Anyone else have anything?
Gravetown Storage.
I know that.
Gotcha.
You know Bowmore, right?
Yeah.
But more. Yeah, but more.
Shea Water is dead. Every bit of
So
it's
the
dead.
other one's back.
Every bit of it's dead.
And then you guys just pay attention to that.
You got anything, Anthony?
Top of my head.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, we'll get you those fresh sheets. It'll be a folder so you can keep it in, and we'll get into that. So like I was saying before, you got anything else with this?
The new toolbox, please just put the tools back so we know where they're at.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Anybody know where my flashlight is?
Is it a black one?
Yeah.
It's in the toolbox. Is it?
Yep.
All right, so, as y'all know, I've been following, Mike Andes with Augusta Lawn Care. And, a lot of the systems that I've been implementing and trying to do are, directly from him. And as far as giving y'all more opportunity and growing to the level that I know is possible and I deeply desire to do, there's gonna be some opportunities that I want to offer y'all, that I wouldn't be able to, or let's just say I think this is the best way to do it the fastest and to be the most complete. So with that being said, Jeremy and I went on a call with Mike Andes this week, and we talked about converting Fine Lines to the Augusta team, the Augusta brand, which we are in Augusta. So typically, what it would be Augusta Lawn Care of Columbia, Augusta Lawn Care of Augusta. It'd probably just be Augusta Lawn Care Services here. So I truly believe, as far as the team that they've grown and the brand that they've built, a lot of the systems that they have are going to enable us to push those boundaries a whole lot faster. So with all that in mind, me and Jeremy talked about it, and we do believe that it is in everybody's best interest to make that change. I've got a couple yellow board over here. Go over with you. So here's some of the why join Augusta, the team Augusta. Some things I just went over. They've got a proven positive team culture led by people that genuinely care about your personal growth and success. And I've met with their team, me and Jeremy have met with their team. The way we care about y'all's success, these guys are, just going to be more people and more another organization that genuinely does care about all of us and wants the best for us. They have a motto, or not a motto. They've got a vision and a mission to increase the level of professionalism in the landscape industry. And before, ever since I've been watching the podcast, I've kind of in my head been figuring out if it'd be good for us and if something that I wanted to do. And one of our missions was really just focused on what we can on us and in this area. But I believe that when you're trying to change yourself, and you really truly are working on that, it kind of is a catalyst for change of others. So, if we focus on ourselves and try to be the best we possibly can, we're already going to be examples to other people, and they're going to see that. So it's not like, cause I was kind of back and forth. I was like, well, I really don't want to change anybody. I don't even know if I have the power to, but when you change yourself and you strive to be the best and you really want to do something different in this industry, because as far as y'all's experience, and I've experienced this, most people look at the landscaping industry as a dead-end job, and we don't tend to get a whole lot of respect, but that starts from within. I'm sure just from some experiences and being with Fine Lines, you've seen possibly a little bit more respect and a little bit more people hold you to a higher standard of our clients, not a big spectrum, but I truly believe that if we focus on that, we will change the landscape industry. As far as, companies seeing the things that we're doing, they're going to have no choice, but so they can exist and still succeed, to adopt some of the things that we're doing, because we're going to raise the bar. So with this change, they've got a proven model with systems that are going to be required to achieve the level of success and the level of business that we're going for. I know a lot of y'all with pay for performance. Y'all ask questions. I think some of y'all might have gotten frustrated about it. What's lacking is the transparency, because we don't have a system to after every day. We go in our Excel spreadsheet every day, and Jeremy, does the hours, does the production. It's in a spreadsheet format. It's hard to show y'all. This one comes with an app. So every day you'll enter in the pay for performance numbers.
You get an email with your hours worked, what you produced, and your hourly breakdown.
Yeah, so it'll be the email the next morning. You'll know exactly what you did. We'll have a call center, so that will further enable Jeremy and I to take something off of our plate that we can help focus to y'all and y'all's needs. And then the biggest thing that I'm excited about is future opportunities for employees to operate own their own location. So, I say we're going to expand the CSRA, and this is future, so I haven't, chiseled this out in stone or anything, but let's just give an example. Aiken is a decent sized city. It's decently far away from here. So let's just hypothetically say it may not be Aiken, it might be Myrtle Beach, it might be Savannah. You never know. But the next location, how I want to grow is I want to create an operator system so that, if y'all want to move up in the company, set you up with your own location, and you're the operator of that location, kind of like what Chick-fil-A does. So you're running the show, you're getting profit shares and all that. And I think it'd be really good as far as being able to offer opportunity to y'all. Because hopefully, as far as y'all's own personal growth, because that's something I'm gonna make a point. Maybe it'll be a Wednesday meeting, maybe it'll be an optional meeting in the mornings on a different day. But I know each and every one of y'all want to grow as far as inside, and it might be money motivated. The world does turn around, and you get what you want out of life, and a lot of times you gotta put money in front for that. So that's a large part of our life, not everything, definitely not everything, but I would like to be a part of that growth, a small part. So with that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to Mike Andes, and he's gonna talk to y'all, and we can listen to what he has to say. See if I can get him up here. Hey, Mike.
What's up?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
I don't think you're looking at the ceiling, aren't you? Okay. Cool.
Morning, Mike.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Morning.
Good to see you guys. So yeah, I guess I've met Brian. I met Jeremy last January, and so for those of you who don't know, I started Augusta Lawn Care 6 years ago, and I'm 25. So if you think, man, what's this child doing here? I'm 25, and we're a lot of young guys that are running the company and have built this thing up. And so I'm really excited to have Brian, Jeremy, you guys all joining the team. And I think what was kind of unique about you guys joining is the fact that your name in Augusta, Georgia, is why our brand is named Augusta Lawn Care, right? And so we've always had tons of leads coming in from around your area, simply due to the fact that our name ranks really well in Google in your area. And so it's going to really help with leads, bringing in leads, things like that, growing the company. And that's why Brian and I have talked for a while and stuff like that. But I think what Brian was talking about was the most important thing to me, and that is giving you guys the opportunity to go as far as you want and make something really cool if that's what you want. So for example, our local shop, so we've been doing this for 6 years now. Our local shop, we got 2 guys this year that actually starting their own franchise and running their own businesses. And one guy's name is Nick. He's 20 years old, and then Brad is 29 years old, and they're both starting their own locations. And really what we try to do at Augusta is really make it where we are not about mowing lawns. No, that's what we do on a day-to-day basis. But really what we're trying to do is gain skills in business, leadership, and really trying to like improve ourselves. And so what I would encourage you guys to do is like, as you come to work, yeah, like paycheck is good, but like come here and try to like pick Brian's brain. Like what you guys get right now per hour is not going to like change your life. Honestly, it's like, landscaping, we only can make so much per hour. And, it's not like, Brian's in debt right now. He's trying to dig himself out of that. We're trying to work on the systems to make sure they become super profitable and be able to give back to the guys. But like, I think the biggest thing is like, come to work every single day. Like, what can I learn today? What can I learn about business? What can I learn about like leading my team on a big project, dealing with a horrible customer, someone that's just an absolute idiot for lack of a better word. Like that's the kind of skills that are going to lead to greater opportunity down the road, and that's what's going to really change your life. A couple dollars more per hour is not going to change your life. And the last thing I would want anyone to see anyone do is like leave a job for a couple dollars more per hour just over the money, when in reality someone like Brian is like truly invested in trying to give you guys the skills that will set you up for something cool down the road. And so, whether it be team meetings or whether it be working with each other, learning business, I'm sure down the road, like with Brian when you guys are officially on board with Augusta, like we have Audible accounts, like on our phone, we have, shared Audible accounts where we all listen to books. We talk about the books. And it seems like, man, that's like crazy. Like we're a landscaping company. Like what has that anything to do with us? It has nothing to do with lawn care. It has nothing to do with landscaping. And we're not interested in creating like, we don't even like, I don't even get excited or passionate about lawn care and landscaping, honestly. I get really excited about like seeing people like just change their life. We've seen guys come in, they have, hooked on drugs, bad backgrounds, come into our company, even locally, and just turn their whole life around. And just by the fact of like, hey, we come here every single day to work for each other and to make ourselves better every single day. And like, man, that'll change someone's life. And they'll make more money. Like, for example, we started the P4P system, and we got guys here making $25-$30 an hour. And is that good? Yeah, but like they're not even thinking about that. They're thinking about what's the next thing, what is the next opportunity, how can they become an estimator? Like every one of you should be gunning for Jeremy's position. Like everyone, like Jeremy's job should be on the table every day, because there's other people that are just like absolutely kicking it, absolutely trying to make themselves better, improve themselves. Like we have locally our first shop. So we have 25 locations right now. And, our first location, it'll do about 1.7 million this year in revenue. And the estimator, the person who runs that entire operation, is 19 years old. And really what it's proving is that the systems that we build in the business, it's not about who's the best landscaper. Like I can point to so many landscapers that are better than us at what they do in terms of like mowing lawns or building walls or installing mulch. But at the end of the day, that's not what we're passionate about. We really want to improve, like, how can we make ourselves better? And so Marcus, he's 19 years old. The reason he got the job after literally only working 8 months at our location is because he came to work every single day, listened to audiobooks, learned about business, learned about how he can lead, and literally went from, a minimum wage job to probably making, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 next year with profit sharing and everything. And so like we talk about money a lot, and I know Brian talked a little about this morning, and it's because it is obviously a big part of why we come to work, provide for our families, get ahead in life, pay for our bills, etc. But like that pales in comparison to what we want to try to build in terms of giving you some skills. And like our company, I know Brian alluded to it, locally at Augusta, we tell them right up front, we don't want you to work here for more than 3 years. We don't want you to work here for more than 3 years. And, most people are like, oh, we want you to stay here forever. We don't. We want you guys to do something like so much more cool. Like we don't want you working 10, 15 years or like, God forbid when you're 40, 50 years old, mowing lawns every single day. That's not what we're trying to build here. We want to make this where like you start a place and you then get skills, you learn something, you make more money, you get ahead, and then maybe it's, you do take Jeremy's spot, or maybe you do start your own location like Brian was talking about. But I just wanted to, hop on here this morning, say hello, kind of welcome you guys all on to Augusta. But like, I know we'll see more of each other in the future. By the way, it's 4:00 my time. So I look super tired. We're on Washington, like on the West Coast, but yeah, I just want to say, welcome to the team. I'm sure you guys will see a lot more of me. You'll get yellow uniforms pretty soon. But yeah, welcome to the team. And I know the big thing is, a lot of times when it comes to like employers, someone like Brian this morning standing up and talking about everything he said, I know as an employee, man, like you just don't, part of it you just don't believe, and part of it just like, there's got to be some sort of catch here. Like obviously Brian's just trying to make more money on us, and that's sort of what always comes with P4P is people are like, oh, like what are they trying to do to catch us? Like how are they trying to manipulate the system to make more money, basically? And so basically when it comes to Augusta Lawn Care, like for our when we have franchisees joining us, the number one thing we're looking at is like, why are they doing P4P? Why are they actually what are they trying to do? And honestly, like the only thing Brian and Jeremy talked about the other day is culture and like wanting to create more opportunities for you guys. We have a big debt to kind of handle with the company, and we're going to tackle that together and try to make it more profitable so we can give more money back to you guys. And they haven't talked about it yet, but like they're already thinking about profit sharing programs for you guys out in the field. And like once we can get to this debt tackled, like trying to get the wages up, that's all they talked about on our calls. And so to have someone like that as your boss, like I would just say whatever you can do to like pick this job apart in terms of learning it, figuring things out, and just like mine it for everything it's worth. Cause like you might go do something else, right? Like if you're passionate about snowboarding, like maybe you go start a snowboarding, gig. Maybe you always want to have your own ranch. Like that's the thing you want to do down the road. Like figure out what skills you can get now. Whether it be like, you're gonna have to learn how to deal with people. You're gonna have to deal with like business stuff, marketing. All those things are valuable skills you can learn now. And so I'd really encourage you guys just like mine it for all it's worth now. But yeah, anything else, Brian, you want me to yak about?
Yeah, actually I forgot to mention the Audible account that I purchased, but for some reason it got lost in between my personal account and there's no business account right now. But yeah, we got that for y'all. I think they only let us start with 4, which is fine. I've read a lot of them, or listened to a lot of them, but I'd like to listen to them again. So I've got a starter 4. A lot of it was recommended by Mike, but I've got a couple others that I want to start with y'all, and hopefully they'll call me back today and we'll figure that out. Another thing I forgot was the profit sharing.
We're paying $4,400 a month on equipment payment and debt, and we're gonna put a big thermometer up on the wall. As it goes down, the thermometer is gonna be heating up. Once it gets to 100,
Or zero.
Yeah, 100 or 0. We hadn't ironed it out, but you guys, we'll do a profit share quarterly bonus for you guys.
Yeah, so we can, just to give you an idea of what that looks like. We're gonna hit $1 million next year. So I think if we hit our target goal of a 20% profit margin, then it looks like about a $375 check to y'all every three months. So you're looking at, is that $1,500?
Yeah.
Yep. So looking at $1,500 additional, because y'all are going to be thinking about it, and y'all are definitely contributing to the profit every single day. So that just further aligns us. P4P aligns us, but this you get the share of the actual profit that y'all are creating as well, instead of just the revenue. But yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that. I forgot to do the thermometer, and I forgot about the Audible. But does anybody have any questions for Mike, or want to say anything?
I'm excited.
Cool. Mike is excited. This is
Let's
actually
go.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll get everyone else excited too.
No, like I think the big thing is like, even with Audible, like so many of our guys when we first started it, like it was just like almost like eye rolls of like, oh my goodness, we're supposed to listen to books while we work. But like now when you come talk to our guys, like the same ones that were saying that have turned their life around, making more money, have goals to go start their own location. And they point right back to the fact of like coming every single day to work on ourselves, not just on the jobs, right? Like we can come every single day, work on jobs, mow lawns, make them look better, work on the properties, but working on ourselves, that's where you're going to get the most ROI. That's where you're going to get the most return on what you're trying to do. And so like,
it's just so funny. Like the people who start working on themselves, like listen to audiobooks, listen to podcasts, like they're the people who just change their lives so quickly and like change their income potential. And it trickles into other parts of life, right? Like if someone comes to work every single day trying to become better, you do the same thing in your own relationships, right? Like you go and you try to make yourself a better husband, a better boyfriend, whatever it might be. And like the average relationship ends in divorce. The average business after 5 years is closed. And like here at Augusta, we have a massive hate for being average, regardless of what it is. Of average levels of anything result in average results. And we're just not interested in becoming average. And we like hate it. And so like, I just encourage you guys, like just work on yourselves, make hard decisions, listen to audiobooks, like improve yourself. And we don't want you working here in 2-3 years. We want you to go do something better, something you might be more passionate about, where you can make more money. And if it's great, hey, if it's with Augusta and you go start another location of your own, we'll be 100% behind you. But if it's going and doing something else, like we want you to go do what you love and make money. Like there's no shame in like making a lot of money and doing good with it. And so, like I know I'll be in touch a lot more with Brian, but I'm sure one day I'll drop by there in person and say hello to you all. But just wanted to welcome you to the team. And if you guys ever have stuff you guys want to go over, I'm happy to hop on another call. But I just wanted to say welcome and have a killer day today.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man.
You guys got it.
All right. Have a great day, Mike.
Take care.